Hey everybody, Jack Canfield here, and Miriam Laundry will be joining me soon. We are sharing with you today our last installment of techniques that you can use to build a sense of iciness in yourself and in there we go. Get Miriam up here. So we're really excited. Our book is coming out in just a few days, and we are appreciate you for joining us. Many of you have joined us throughout. Hi, Miriam. There you are.
Hi.
Preston smiles. Oh my God, I love Preston. He's a good guy. Just noticing some names coming across the bottom of. Love you too, Preston. It's fun. Have two conversations going on at once here. Anyway, Miriam and I, as you know, we have written this wonderful children's book called I Can Believe in Myself. And it comes out this coming week. And we've been doing this series of little workshops, if you will, for about 5 minutes, telling you a technique each day that you can use to support the building of self-confidence, belief, a sense of iciness with your children, whatever age they may be, or also with other people, with yourself. So today, that was a simple one, and that is we're simply wanting to have you acknowledge the successes and achievements of your children. And we've talked a lot this week about something called ILACS. I am lovable and capable and significant. So if you're lovable, it means every part of you is acceptable. Your feelings, your body, your wants, your desires, all those kind of things. And also you're capable, you're competent. You can handle whatever shows up. You know, we're a lot of people out there in the world today facing a lot of difficult situations. People in Texas without water and electricity, people all through North America, you know, in southern states where they don't even have snowplows, experiencing 6, 7, 8 inches of snow and freezing weather. People experiencing all kinds of wars around the world and lack of food and all kinds of things. There we go. I'm back. I hit something and I left. I left Facebook. Uh, I left Instagram rather. So anyway, so what we're going to do today is share with you one more technique and then review all the things we taught you in the last 10 days that you can do with your family, with your kids, with yourself. So today, really want to talk about the concept of acknowledging success. You know, a lot of times we hear parents say, well, I never got acknowledged for my successes. I was expected to get A's. Why would I tell my kid good job? I expect them to do that. That's the minimum standard. Well, that may be so, but it's not good for their self-esteem. It's not good for their confidence. And it's not good for their sense of I can believe in myself. So what we want you to do is to make sure that when your kids have successes, you know, they get an A in a spelling test, they get an A in a math test, they score a goal in soccer, they come home, you know, with a certificate that they got, you know, for completion of something, that you first acknowledge it verbally, and then you put it where some families have bulletin boards, whiteboards, the victory wall, victory door. But you want to make sure that you, when a child draws makes, he's 8 years old, he'll be 8 in April, but he makes knives and he makes swords out of paper and cardboard. He actually goes online, finds these origami designs, he folds things a million ways, and all of a sudden he has a knife, or he cuts out cardboard from a box they got, and now he's got a sword or a lightsaber from Star Wars, whatever. And he's got a collection. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like a little war room or something. But he likes to make it. So new sword, did you make a knife? Show it to me. And he loves that because it means I notice what's important to him and I acknowledge that he's done something, and his father and mother do the same thing. So make sure that you do that. I was sharing with Miriam earlier today a story about a woman who, I'm writing a book with a woman named Lisa Janelle, and we're teaching people a technique for going back and discovering limiting beliefs that you don't even know you have, they're unconscious, and then removing those because they're getting in the way, they're keeping you stuck. And Lisa had a client who was an Olympic level athlete, but when she was performing in competition, her times were not as high as when she was performing in practice, which doesn't make any sense. Almost everyone performs better in competition. And so when we did this process with her, she goes back to 11 years old and remembers a memory where her mother and her, don't you ever decide when I come home? Feel bad. And nobody wants to make people they love feel bad. So here she is in competition now, not realizing she's got this governor on her performance. It's a limiting belief. Had her mother displayed those, told her she was proud of her, etc., that might not have been something she had to overcome. Her sense of iciness, even at the subconscious level, would have been much stronger. So what we're saying is anything at all that you can, put it somewhere. You might have a victory shelf. It might be a bulletin board, might be a refrigerator. I know, Miriam, you were talking to me earlier about how your refrigerator was kind of like an art gallery. And then you shared a story about your daughter and music. You want to share that with everybody?
Yeah, sure. So I put my children's artwork, and it's really the one 8-year-old, right? The other ones are teenagers already. But my oldest daughter loves music. She takes a lot of music lessons and has to do the exams once a year. And she just received her certificate in the mail. She got honors. And, now that she's 17, we put her mail aside, she opens it. But what I noticed is that she left it on our kitchen counter for at least a day. And I was thinking, why hasn't she taken that up to her room? But she left it there. And then I thought, okay, be a good mom. I grabbed her certificate and I put it on the fridge along with my son's artwork. And I saw her coming by and looking at it and just smiling. So I think that this is so important to do at any age. Sometimes we think if my kids are teenagers, they don't care anymore. I'm not going to put something that they've gotten at school. But I think it's still important to put that there and to help them feel validated, help them feel, it's exactly like you're saying, loved, appreciated, and that we notice all the good that they're doing.
Yeah, and someone just wrote at the bottom as you were talking, and the scroll goes by a little quickly, but how the same thing can be done in the workplace. How,
Yeah.
People at work. I mean, I remember when I started doing corporate training, I was training teachers, and someone said, it was a principal of the school, said, my husband's company needs what you're teaching us about self-esteem and self-confidence and goal setting and all that. And I said, I've never worked in a company. I don't know what I would tell them. And she said, they're just big kids in suits. And when you think about it, we all just grow up. We're just big kids. So we dress a little different because we're adults and we pretend, we're more confident sometimes. But the fact is we need that affirmation, that visualization, so forth. There's a wonderful book I just read recently called The 5 Languages of Appreciation in the Workplace, based on the 5 love languages and how some
Yes.
people, if you're a kinesthetic person, you need a pat on the back. Good job. If you're auditory, you need someone to tell you, good job. If you're visual, you need to see it. And that's where the trophies and the ribbons and the artwork on the refrigerator and so forth, the bulletin boards, becomes really important because you need to see it. That's why one of the techniques we taught over the last 10 days was to write a post-it note to your child or your spouse or whatever every day and say, I love you, or thank you for this, or hey, I just noticed you're a really good soccer player yesterday. I don't tell you enough. I really admire you for doing that well. So I love that someone wrote, I love that we're all kids in adult faces. What a beautiful
Yeah.
phrase. I love it.
That's exactly right. And Jack, it's the same thing for us, right? For us to show that we love ourselves, like putting those sticky notes for ourselves, those are called affirmations now as adults, right? That we put that for ourselves. I'm strong, I'm capable, all of those things. And then you also mentioned about Mark Victor Hansen and his staircase going up to his office and all his great accomplishments that he's done. I think that's important to do also.
Yeah, my co-author in the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, Mark Victor Hansen, when I would visit his office, the first time I went to his office, his office is on the second floor, a 2-story office building that he had, and then downstairs where the secretary assistant, a warehouse for books things. But you climbed up the staircase to go to his office on the second floor, and the walls were covered with certificates and the thank you notes, and all framed pictures of him with famous people, pictures of him on stage, book covers of books he'd published, whatever. And my first thought was, God, Mark's a real egotist, And then what I realized when I got to the top was 2 things. One, I was very impressed with him by the time I got there, seeing all this stuff, even though I'd known him for years, but I'd never been in that office before. And the second thing was, I realized Mark walks up those stairs every day, and he's getting reinforced. I'm a competent person. I'm successful. I'm making a difference in a life. So his ILAC sign, I'm lovable, capable, and significant, is being reinforced every day. And so, very good. So I want to just take a moment and, Miriam, chime in if there's anything you want to share, to just review what we've taught you over the last 10 days. Number 1, the ILAC concept, I am lovable, capable, and significant. Anything that supports that. The 5 love languages, quality time. My wife is a quality time person. And if your kid's a quality time person, you need to spend some time with them. You can give them gifts, tell them great job, but if you don't sit and listen, and that's why the heart talk technique is so valuable, where you sit around and you pass around an object, something you can hold, that you can see, that everyone can see, and then you pass it around. Everybody gets a turn to talk, and you give them a topic. I'm afraid of what I want you guys to know, what's on my mind, what's up for me, a fear I have, something I want to have, I haven't had. All these topics, and also talk. So the heart talk technique we talked about, the mirror exercise, where you in the mirror teacher, you can remember there's 4 steps. You start any and then also you say, and by saying I love you yourself. That every day for 66 days without missing it. The positive post-it technique, simply write a note, a positive post-it note to your child or whoever, and just say I love you, and put it on their pillow, whatever. There's a period where my wife didn't think I was giving her enough love, so I bought about 25 cards, and every day I'd put one under her pillow, and when she would go to either take a nap or make the bed or do something, she'd find that card, she'd open it, tell her some way why I loved her. Or we can do it. And then that builds up over time. It's very powerful. It's like little vitamin pills for the soul, if you will. We also talked about dinner table conversations, having topics. What did you learn today? What did you do to help someone today? And what did you accomplish? And that builds up our self-confidence as well. And then finally, having kids set goals, and then having them, post to them and appreciating them for achieving that goal. We talked about having a say you get to have anything you want for dinner tonight. Got into the college of their choice, team, or they, got the highest score in their SATs, whatever it might have been. Really important to do. And then finally, board party, getting together and creating a vision board, putting pictures on it of things you want to accomplish and qualities you want to have and explain. I think you have your son's vision board there, Miriam.
Yeah, I shared it with this group yesterday. I should tell you, Jack, you're glitching a lot. You're breaking up. The storm may be going your way. Well, I hope it's not. But yeah, I shared the vision board here yesterday on Instagram, but I'll share our book. I don't think we've talked too much about the second book that came out a year ago. That's The Big Bad Bully. So when you're on Amazon looking for I Can Believe in Myself, make sure to look for that one too. That book, The Big Bad Bully, talks about our inner critic. And it's about a little girl who has been bullying herself with her thoughts, with her just thinking that she she's not being nice to herself, basically. But of course, at the end of the book, Jack Canfield also has added great self-esteem building exercises for children, the mirror exercises there, and a couple of other great ones. You're back, Jax. You're not glitching now. We can see you. But I'll just finally share that I Can Believe in Myself has some of these exercises that Jack has been talking about, that we've been talking about for the last 10 days. I really hope you go and find these books. Yeah. You're back, Jack.
I was so tempted to, when you said you're back, Jack, to do this. I decided not to do that. Anyway, I thank you. We want to thank you for sharing this time with us these past 10 days. We hope these techniques have been useful to you for your own life, for your children's life, for the people you care about. And, you know, we'll probably do some more of these things in the future. We do have another book we're going to be doing next year, and we'll let you know about that. But for now, get the book, I Can Believe in Big Bully, which talks about the inner critic. The biggest bully we all have is inside our own head. And so how we turn that inner critic into an inner coach. All right. Thank you for joining us from all around the world. Appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Make sure you take some time to love and nurture yourself as well. Spend some quality time with the people you love. I read once that nobody ever gets to the end of their life, sits in their bed and regrets that they work too much. Always regret that they didn't spend more time with their friends and their family. So take a few minutes today. Do one of these activities with your kids and your loved ones. All right. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye. Thanks, Jack. Bye-bye.